write your name could predict your annual income, your perfect profession, or your deepest insecurities. It would be so easy if the way we cross our T's and dot our I's told us everything we needed to know about our personalities and quirks. Although handwriting is not some magical fortune teller, there are certain characteristics in the way we write which give us clues to what kind of people we are. The study of handwriting, or graphology, is a unique science which can reveal traits about yourself you might be unaware of. Today, I would first like to discuss what graphology can and can't reveal about a writer, and then teach you some of the methods used in conducting graphology and identifying characteristics in your own writing. Let's begin by distinguishing restrictions on graphology and what your handwriting doesn't say about you. First of all, your handwriting will change depending on your audience and the importance of what you are writing. There are typically two different kinds of writings. You have informal and formal. Informal can consist of things such as letters to friends or notes that you pass in class. These are naturally going to be messier because you're not really trying to impress anybody. And then there's formal writings, such as job applications. These are meant to be impressive, therefore you will try to make them neater and easier to read. Considering this, let's discuss the cannots of graphology. Handwriting cannot accurately determine the physicalities or the future of a writer. It cannot determine your sex or your age, but instead, it can determine your maturity level or the amount of masculine and feminine influence in your writings. And of course, handwriting cannot predict the future. Unknown to some, there is no astrological or voodoo magic attached to the way you write your name. It can only help you to improve yourself by understanding proper graphology. Graphology cannot predict factors of the physical world, but can reveal a lot about the psychological state of a writer. Handwriting and psychology go hand in hand. There is a lot of individualism involved in handwriting. There is an infinite amount of handwritings varying in stroke size and penmanship style, and there's an infinite amount of personalities, ways that we handle stress and happiness. A French writer conducted an experiment in which he hypnotized a girl of high class into thinking she was one of the low class, and the two handwritings between the two personalities were completely different, even though it was the same subject. Handwriting can also predict extroversion or introversion. Extroverts typically write larger because they take up more space socially. Introverts tend to have greater line spacing. Let's now talk more about the specific definable characteristics in graphology and how you can analyze your own writings. In order to properly analyze handwriting, you have to have a proper understanding of psychology in order to distinguish the different characteristics portrayed in graphology. Understanding graphology requires analyzing skills. It is both a science and an art. It requires a synthesis of the two. Large writings typically mean that a person is expressive. It shows a demand for freedom. It is associated with an outgoing personality. It is usually found with people who have professions requiring projection, such as actors. On the other hand, there are people who write small. It's typically related to concentration and exactness. It's found with people with jobs relating to science, mathematics, and research. Small writing can be found by the thinkers, who know exactly what they want to achieve with their writing. There's also the types of lower zoned loops in letters such as G or Y. Wide loops typically mean you're an emotional or sensitive dreamer. Short with heavy pressure can typically mean that you are clumsy, which after researching this, I have found that I do a lot. A lower zoned loop that is short with a lack of pressure can actually indicate a lack of physical activity within the writer. As you mentally analyze your own handwriting habits, may I remind you that although graphology cannot predict the future or give out the winning lottery numbers, the psychological consideration can undeniably change those who study it. Being able to understand the way your pen strokes relate to your own mentality opens up doors for self-improvement. Drawing conclusions about yourself using a tactic like graphology helps decision-making in both your personal life and your career life. As you write, consider where your mind is. As you put pen to paper, consider looking into graphology.